Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Halloween Kills, a sequel to This Halloween. And this movie is yet again directed by David Gordon Green, and it's a continuation right to where this movie left off. Sorry for the glare, my bad. And it's pretty much Michael Myers killing people, and that's pretty much the movie. And there's also like a group of people trying to hunt down Michael Myers, and not just the police, but this whole town of people, because they're just so fed up with Michael Myers terrorizing this town, and so they're gonna create a group and go right after him and kill him. And this movie was fun. I enjoyed it. It's not a great movie, but I think I would rewatch this movie just because of how much fun I had, especially with the violence. I really enjoyed the violence in this movie. It was fun and sometimes shocking of how much there was. I wasn't expecting it to be as violent as it was. I think it's probably more violent than any of the previous Halloween movies. It's definitely the bloodiest out of all of them. Almost like Quentin Tarantino made it. Only you're supposed to be taking it seriously in terms of the violence, not be laughing with the movie of how ridiculous the violence goes. In terms of what makes this movie work, I thought the movie was well paced for the most part, and I know I've talked a bit about the violence, but that's mostly what kept me going through the movie, is just waiting for Michael Myers to kill someone. He kills someone, it's very violent, and it was fun. But also, this movie has just about all of the same ingredients that were in this movie. It's just a lot more blood, and it's more violent, and if that's not your thing, then I probably wouldn't recommend this movie to you, even if you liked Halloween, the John Carpenter 1978 film, or this version, because I don't think you're gonna be able to sit through it. In terms of what the characters have to do, they don't really have much to them, because just about all of the character development was in the previous movie, and here they don't really get a whole lot to them. It does give a little bits of expansions on how the first film happened, or first film, sorry, the previous movie happened. I keep wanting to call this the first movie, but just because the title is the same. This is just going to give me a headache. And also, this movie has a lot of flashbacks in it, like back to 1978, as to how Michael Myers was captured back in 1978, according to this new timeline that these newer Halloween movies are creating. Another thing that I kind of wanted to point out is that Jamie Lee Curtis doesn't do anything in the movie. She's just in the hospital the entire movie. And she doesn't do anything. Characters just update her as to like what's going on, and she's just talking about who Michael Myers is, I guess. And that's about it. That's all she does in the movie. And if you're expecting her to play like a really big role in the movie, you're going to be disappointed, because she doesn't do anything. And in that sense, this movie is very similar to Halloween 2, 1981, where it's a direct continuation of the first movie, and Laurie Strode is in a hospital the entire movie, and she doesn't really do anything. And most of the enjoyment of watching that movie is you having a lot of the previous knowledge of the first movie, and that's supposed to help boost up your enjoyment for that movie. That's kind of the same thing here. If you don't watch this movie, I have absolutely no idea what you're going to get out of this one, because it doesn't really stand on its own, where this one kind of does. You can debate that, but it certainly stands as a standalone film much better than Halloween Kills. The music in this movie didn't stand out to me as much as it did in the previous movie, or the original movie, which is a bit of a letdown because I really love the Halloween theme, and I listened to it quite a bit during October because it's the most appropriate time to listen to it. And that's about all I have to say. If any of what I said sounds interesting to you and you like violence, then go see this movie. And I'm going to talk about my theater experience watching this movie because I haven't gone to theater since I watched The Invisible Man in theaters from 2020. So I'm going to talk about that after I rate this movie. And I'm going to give Halloween Kills a 5 out of 10. I know that seems kind of low for a movie that I am going to rewatch, but this movie was a lot of fun to me, and there are many scenes that I would like to revisit just because of how much fun I had. So going to my theater experience, I kind of wanted to talk about this for a little bit. Don't worry, this won't take long. It was a little bit different than I remembered. It took me about a minute to figure out how everything is working now because of the pandemic. For one, I had no idea how the seating system works, and there was only like 10 people in the theater I went to, and I had to pick out my own seat, and it took me about a minute to figure that out. And when I got into the theater, I was like the only person there, but eventually more people came. And as I said, no more than 10 people came to the theater I was at. And also, I could tell that there were definitely people who did not really care for this movie because for a decent amount of it, they were on their phones. But that didn't really bother me because I was kind of more towards the back, like the third row away from the back. The theater that I went to isn't really all that big. And it's kind of a bit of a small room. There's like, I don't know, like 12 rows of seats or something. But anyways, I was the third row away from the back of the theater, and they were at the very front of the theater, which I found to be very interesting. Probably just social distancing. It was refreshing to go back to a theater, and I enjoyed it. I didn't really have any problems with it. I kept my mask on the whole time, and yeah, it was nice. Thank you for watching my videos as always. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what you thought of Halloween Kills down below. And my social media links, they will all be in the description down below, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo. So look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.